Attention all Minutemen, attention all Minutemen, come in Minuteman. Welcome to another episode of Minuteman Radio here on Minuteman Mountain. In this broadcast, we're going to take an appreciation for the big bands. So get ready to enjoy some Glen Miller, Count Basie, Benny Goodman, and more here on Minuteman Radio.
An hour off with a little brown jag.
We wanted to listen to the big bands. Our parents really didn't particularly like it, so here we could listen to it. And then all of a sudden the announcer comes on. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this broadcast. The President of the United States will address the nation." And on came Roosevelt, our hero. And this is what he said.
Yesterday,
December 7th, 1941, a date that will live in infamy. United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked upon by the naval and armed forces of the Empire of Japan. I interpret the will of Congress and of the people. We shall gain triumphant victory, so help us God. As soon as that was over with, I said to my two buddies, tomorrow morning I'm skipping school. I'm going down to join the Marine Corps.
That was Major Glenn Miller's American Patrol. Next up, it is time to kick it up a notch with Benny Goodman's Sing 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 here on Minuteman Radio. You are listening to Minuteman Radio here on Minuteman Mountain. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Not actually sponsored.
Brusha, 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 here's the new iPana with the brand new flavor. It's dandy for your teeth. It's DK Germ, and he's headed this way.
I'm gonna make cavities in everybody's teeth. Now, Beaver, I'm gonna blast holes in your teeth. iPana!
New iPana knocks out DK Germ's best of all eating brands, including fluoride toothpastes. Brusha, 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 here's the new iPana with the brand new flavor. Knocks out DK Germ's best. Fresh, clean, and minty, you'll like it. New iPana toothpaste.
I heard you want to be a frito bandido like me. You do? Then you must sing the bandido song. Let's sing together. You just follow the bouncing Fritos corn chips bag. Ay, 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 ay. I am the frito bandido. Hey, I like Fritos corn chips. I love them, I do. I want Fritos corn chips. I'll get them from you. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, I am the frito bandito. Give me Fritos corn chips and I'll be your friend. The frito bandido, you must not offend. Now, boys and girls, you are frito bandidos too. You sing the frito bandido song and you loco for crunchy Fritos corn chips. That's nice.
That was the ballroom scene music from Jerry Lewis's Cinderella, written by Count Basie. Let's continue the Count Basie vibe with a little bit of cute here on Minuteman Radio.
Isn't that wonderful? Out of coffee?
What a time to run out. And why run out? Now there's a new giant-size Instant Maxwell House. A really big jar of coffee. New giant-size Instant Maxwell House gives you cups and cups and cups. Dozens of extra cups of the coffee with that warm bean flavor. Warm bean flavor because it's made from coffee beans still warm from roasting. That's why new Instant Maxwell House is the freshest tasting coffee yet. So to make sure you've always got plenty of coffee for the man in your house, get the new giant-size Instant Maxwell House. You won't have to run out again.
Oh look, it's the Frito Bandito. He's returned.
Hello, senor. I am the Frito Bandito. Oh, don't be afraid. I am not going to steal your Fritos corn chips. I buy them from you, okay? See, I give you silver. No silver? Okay, I give you gold. You don't like gold neither? Maybe you like better some lead, huh?
Citizens, protect yourselves. Never buy one bag of crunchy Fritos corn chips. Always buy two, and hide one for you. Who knows? There may be a Frito Bandito in your house.
And now Abbott and Costello with their skit Who's on First on Minuteman Radio.
Friends, I told you that my partner would be here, and here he is. Didn't you expect him, did you? Now, he always shapes up. Now, why not let the folks themselves ask for something that they'd like to hear?
All right, what would they like to hear?
Something different. Now, is there anything special that you would like to hear us do?
Baseball.
No, wait a minute, friends. You don't want to hear that, do you?
Yeah, we got the props for you here.
Oh, you came prepared, didn't you?
All set, huh? Well, this is a must. I guess it's a must. We've got to do it. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let me see. That looks all right.
Okay, oh
Now, we'll
boy.
pretend. All right, I'll take it easy with that. We'll just pretend that we're organizing a baseball team here at the retired actors' home. And I am the manager. Now,
You're going to be the manager of the retired actors baseball team?
yes.
I would like to join the retired actors baseball team.
Oh, you would?
And I would like to know some of the guys' names on the team, so if I want to play with them, I know them, and I meet them on the street or in the home here, I can say hello to them.
Oh, sure. But you know they give baseball players nowadays very peculiar names.
I know, a lot of funny names.
You know, like Sticky
Nicknames.
Fields,
Sticky Fields.
Goofy Dan, Boopy Bobber, Booby Bobber.
I know all of them.
But let's see now. We have on our team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find
And
out, the guy's names.
And then,
That's what I want to find out, the guy's name.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
Now, Abby, you
Now-
going to be the manager of the baseball team?
Yes.
You know the guy's names?
Well, I should.
Well, then you tell me the guy's names on the baseball
I
team.
say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You ain't saying nothing to me yet. Go ahead and tell me.
I'm telling him.
You ain't
Look,
said nothing yet. Go ahead and tell me.
who's on first, what's on second, I don't know is on third.
You know the guy's names on the baseball team?
Yes.
Well, go ahead. Who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the guy's name.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
Now, wait a minute, I'm not...
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's his name.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
That's it. That's his name.
Well, you ain't said nothing. I ain't asked you nothing.
You did.
You know the guy's name on first base?
Sure.
Go ahead and tell me the guy's name on first base.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who is on first, Lou?
What are you asking me for?
Now, don't get excited. I'm saying who...
I'm asking you a simple question. Who's on first?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who? I'm asking you, what's the guy's name on first base?
Oh, no, what's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time now.
Don't mix up my...
I'm not mixing up anybody. Now, what's the guy's name on first base?
Now, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking...
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Now, well, let's not...
Whoa. How did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
I mentioned his name.
Yes.
I don't know anybody's name on the team. How could I mention a guy's name?
You did. You just mentioned it.
All right, what's the guy's name on third base?
No, what's on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on first.
See what I mean? I didn't even mention a guy's name on third base.
Yes, you did.
All right, then who's playing third base?
No, who's on first?
I'm not asking you what's on first.
What's on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know. He's third base. I don't know anybody on the baseball team.
You do. You mention their names.
I do?
Sure.
You got an outfield?
Well, naturally.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I just thought I'd ask you. I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Well, go ahead. Tell me.
Tell you what.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
Because I want to know. Because.
Oh, he's center field. You know these players as well as
Who's
I.
in center field?
Now, who's on first?
What's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know. Third base. Do you know the guy's names on the team?
Look, Louis, you don't seem to understand. See, I have a first baseman.
I know you got a first.
Gets his-
I asked you what's the first. I asked you what's the first baseman's name.
No, what's the second baseman?
I'm going to stop asking you. So I asked you what's the first baseman's name.
What's the second baseman?
I don't even get past the first. All right, who's on second?
Who's on first?
What base do you want to talk about?
You talk about anyone you want to talk about.
All right, now who's on first?
Right.
Okay.
No.
All right, you got a first baseman.
Yes.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Every dollar of it.
Who gets it?
He does. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. Why not, Lou? He's earned it.
Who did?
Yes.
Look, when you pay off the first baseman every month, you get a receipt from the guy?
Sure.
How does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
Well, that's how he signs it.
That's
Lou.
how who signs it?
Yes.
Well, go ahead, tell me.
That's it.
Who? Look, you go to first baseman,
Yes.
and you say to him, here's your money, sign the receipt. How does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy you give the money to.
That's how he signs it.
That's how who signs it?
Yes.
Sure. You gotta get a receipt from the guy, don't you?
Get one, Lou.
How does the guy on first base sign his name?
Who?
The guy on first.
That's how he signs it.
I'm asking, when you give the guy the money, what's the guy's name that you give the money to?
Now, wait a minute. What signs his own?
Who signs his own?
No, who signs his?
I mean, what's the guy's name on first you give the...
What is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know. Third base. The fielder's name, the center field. I don't know if you got a pitcher on the team.
Well, this will be a fine team without a pitcher.
It's a fine team. The pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me the day?
I can't change that name.
You don't want to tell me the day?
I'm telling you.
Go ahead, tell me the pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
Why not tell me today? I ain't gonna wait till tomorrow. Then tell me the pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
All right, what time tomorrow you tell me the pitcher's name?
What time what?
What time tomorrow you gonna tell me who's pitching?
Who is not pitching?
I'll break you right, you see who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know. Third base. Third base. Third base. You got a catcher?
Certainly you've got a catcher on a baseball team.
Catcher's name.
Today.
Today. Tomorrow's pitching. Today's catcher.
Now you've got it.
Now I got it. All I got, we got a couple of days on the team. That's all.
I can't help that, Lou. I don't.
You know, I'm a pretty good catcher myself.
And so they tell me.
Yeah, now I get behind the plate and I'm going to do some fancy catching, and tomorrow's pitching on my team, right?
Yeah.
Now tomorrow he winds up the ball and I'm behind the plate and the heavy hitter gets up.
Yeah.
Now the heavy hitter gets up and he's ready to hit the ball, and tomorrow's going to throw the ball. I'm the catcher. Now when tomorrow throws the ball, the guy up bunts the ball. Now when he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I want to throw the guy out of first base, so I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's all you have to do.
Is to throw the ball to first base.
Yes.
Now who's got it?
Naturally.
Sure. Look, the guy is running to first base, but I want to throw the guy out. So I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Throw it to who?
Naturally.
And who's got it?
Naturally.
So I pick up the ball and I throw it to Natural.
No. You throw the ball to first base, then who gets it?
Naturally.
That's it. Now you've got
That's the same thing.
Right.
I pick up the ball, so I throw it to Natural.
You don't.
I throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's what I'm saying!
Saying that.
I said I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
You ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally. Same as you!
Say it that
I
way.
throw the ball to Naturally.
You don't. You throw it to who?
Now who's got it? Naturally. That's what I said.
Right.
Whoever it is better get it. That's all I can tell
Don't
you.
worry about who.
Who'll get it?
Yes.
He better get it.
All right.
Now, I throw the ball to whoever it is drops the ball, so the guy runs a second. Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it? I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play.
Could be.
Another guy gets up and it's a long fly ball to because. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't give a darn. I said, I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
You know, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you'd find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good-tasting a cigarette can be.
The Kool-Aid kids in old Japan rode rickshaws everywhere. But when the kids sat down to eat, they sure did miss their favorite treat. Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, tastes great. Wish we had some, can't wait. A story man who heard the kids then clapped his hands and said,
Hi, Kool-Aid keeps me very wise. Stand by, please, for big surprise.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, so great. Once you tried it, no can wait.
Honorable Kool-Aid, most refreshing, much loved by whole family. Father, mother, Japanese boy, Japanese girl. A package make 2 full quarts, cost only 20 yen, just 5 cents, with lots of ice. So nice.
The Kool-Aid kids are off again to visit other lands. Be sure to join them when they do.
Join them in some Kool-Aid too.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, so great. Once you tried it, no can wait.
Next up, the 1943 recording of Well Get It with Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra and Buddy Rich from Dewberry Was a Lady here on Minuteman Radio.
you noticed? You hear something new at fountains today. People who think young say, Pepsi, please.
The lively crowd today agrees. Those who think young say, Pepsi, please. They pick the right one, the modern light one. Now it's Pepsi for those who think young. When you say Pepsi, please, you're putting yourself among people who like their leisure. With Pepsi, the drink that's young. So go ahead and pick the drink that lets you drink young as you think. Yes, get the right one, the modern light one. Now it's Pepsi for those who think young.
Hot dogs, Armour hot dogs. What kind of kids eat Armour hot dogs?
Fat kids, skinny kids, kids who climb on hops. Tough kids, sexy kids.
Even kids with chicken pox love hot dogs. Armour hot dogs.
Hot dogs give love to bite.
Now that you got a hot dog and a Pepsi, it's time for a history lesson about Major Glen Miller and his mysterious disappearance here on Minuteman Radio.
Most of us have heard the iconic strains of the Glen Miller Big Band, which remain jazz classics to this day. But they hold an eerie backstory of their leader's mysterious disappearance at a young age. Glen Miller, the trombonist come innovative composer, arranger and band leader during the swing era of the late 30s and early 40s, had a dazzling but short-lived career. He was about to embark on a third 20th Century Fox movie when he made the altruistic decision to support the US war effort. Although at age 38 he was too old to enlist, he persuaded the US Army to allow him to join up for the creation of a modernised Army band. Earning the rank of captain and later major, he integrated virtuosity and dance rhythms in his morale-boosting compositions. Soon transferred to the Army Air Force, he formed a large marching band which combined blues and jazz with the traditional military march. Hundreds of thousands of troops were entertained and inspired by his 50-piece Army Air Force band, which he took to England in 1944, where he staged 800 performances. 1:45 p.m. on December the 15th, 1944, saw 40-year-old Miller boarding a small Norseman airplane at a Royal Air Force base near Bedford, England. By the personal order of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, he was on his way to Paris to arrange a series of Christmas concerts for troops on leave in Europe. Witnesses later related that Miller, known to be afraid of flying, was particularly apprehensive about the thick fog and near-freezing temperatures of that day. In fact, terrified, he was even asking where the parachutes were as he climbed on board. The tiny plane had no de-icing equipment and would have to fly perilously close to the surface of the English Channel in order to avoid the fog. An accompanying colonel jokingly questioned him about what was wrong, saying, "Do you want to live forever?" Unfortunately, these were the last recorded moments of the band leader's life, as the Norseman never reached its destination. 9 days later, a puzzling delay, Miller was officially listed as missing in flight. Neither his body nor the plane were ever found, and there appeared not to have been an official inquiry into his disappearance. This has led many to question what had actually happened, while rumour and speculation abounded as to the fate of the master musician. One of those theories centred around Miller's close association with British actor David Niven, who was a lieutenant colonel in the British Army and assigned to work with radio services to entertain and inform Allied troops. He had previously served in an elite commando unit called Phantom, which had performed reconnaissance, often behind enemy lines. He arranged for Miller's band to be brought to Bedford, which was a hub for covert intelligence operations, including code-breaking and propaganda units. Bizarrely, Miller had relocated there because a bomb had landed 3 blocks away from his BBC London headquarters, and on this occasion he had managed to cheat death. The day after he left, a V-1 flying bomb, a German drone terror weapon, demolished his former office, slaying over 70 of his former workmates. Part of the Allies' plan was to broadcast Miller's music to Germany as a form of propaganda, as he had become popular there amongst jazz lovers. There were stories about Luftwaffe pilots retuning their radios to play Miller's music while they dropped their bombs on London, and in Germany there were many Anglophone so-called swing kids who were regarded as subversive deviants and sometimes did end up in concentration camps. Other American star performers at the time were known to have been secretly working for the Allied war effort, such as the hugely popular dancer Josephine Baker. She had been touring North Africa and was thought to have been carrying coded intel messages in her sheet music behind enemy lines. Some of the bizarre rumours around Miller's disappearance included that he was later found deceased in a Paris brothel, or that he had secretly been returned alive to the United States. Another was that he was a secret agent on a mission to meet with and aid German dissidents behind enemy lines for the purpose of broadcasting surrender messages to the war-weary population. Miller's brother, who was living in England and had noticed that he had lost a lot of weight, even supposed that his heavy smoking had caught up with him, and he later travelled the US scouring military hospitals. Another theory held that the hideously scarred Miller was living secretly in a sanatorium somewhere. 40 years after Miller vanished, an ex-RAF navigator called Fred Shaw came forward with an astonishing, hitherto unknown version of that day's grim events. On that very day, Shaw had been a member of a bombing crew, taking part in a mission over Germany. At about 1:30 p.m, the squadron was unexpectedly recalled to base, but also told to jettison its 4,000-pound bomb load into a designated area of the English Channel before landing. As the bombardier dropped the bombs, Shaw observed a light Norseman aircraft flying almost directly below. He watched it dip into the waves as the bombs exploded near it just above the water. The incident was not reported as it was a commonplace occurrence at the time, and as Miller's disappearance was not announced for several days, no connection was made between the two events. It was not until Shaw saw the film The Glen Miller Story years later that he checked his logbook and realised that the Norseman may have been carrying the band leader. There were two reasons for the delay in public announcement of the incident. For starters, the flight had not been authorised by authorities, so it was not recorded, and it was also just before the Battle of the Bulge, a major German offensive which resulted in thousands of Allied casualties and rightly occupied the headlines over many days. Miller's band members, therefore unaware, arrived in Paris to find their leader strangely absent. The History Detective's Special Investigation Team met up with Air Force analyst Roy Nesbitt, who calculated that the jettisoned bombs, or their shock waves, had indeed downed the Norseman in a tragic friendly fire incident. However, a young plane spotter's log of the day, brought into England's Antiques Roadshow decades later, cast some doubt as to whether Miller's plane was even in the jettison zone at the time. Flight experts consulted believed that icing up of the carburettor and other parts of the plane with diminished visibility would have amounted to a very challenging flight. Researcher Dennis Sprague also found that, compared with the fighter planes, all of the Norseman airplanes were low priority to have new or repaired carburettor heaters fitted. In the frigid temperatures, it was highly possible that the carburettor and other plane parts froze and stalled the plane. His research uncovered that a US Army Air Force investigation into the plane's downing had taken place 3 weeks after its disappearance. It came to the conclusion that 3 factors had contributed to an accident: pilot disorientation, bad weather, and possible engine problems. As the flight was unauthorised and Miller did not notify his supervisor of his planned departure, Army protocols dictated that his widow was never able to be informed of the reasons for his tragic disappearance. Miller's excitement about his first concert to a newly liberated Paris was enough to overcome his fear of flying and natural caution about the advisability of the trip.
You are listening to Minuteman Radio here on Minuteman Mountain. Due to Army protocols, Miss Miller was never given the details of her husband's death. She did, however, receive a letter from the Army that reads as follows.
To Mrs. H. Miller, Cotswold Apartments, Tenafly, New Jersey, December 23, 1944. It is the duty of the United States Army Air Corps to inform you that a plane boarded by your husband, Major A. G. Miller, on the 15th inst., departing from Bedfordshire, England, and bound for Paris, France, failed to reach its destination. It is therefore with extreme regret that we have no option but to report all hands missing, presumed lost.
You are listening to Minuteman Radio here on Minuteman Mountain.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's your coffee again. The desk sergeant at the station makes better coffee than this.
Ed, really?
Sorry, honey. But your coffee tastes terrible.
Mr. McGregor, please help me.
Carol, what's the matter?
My coffee. Ed says he gets better coffee at the police station.
Why not try new Instant Folgers?
Instant Folgers?
No, I said new Instant Folgers, Carol. Tastes good as fresh perked, because it's made from fresh perked coffee. Then they actually turn that fresh perked coffee into new Instant Folgers.
Tastes good as fresh perked because it is. Fresh perked. Mr. McGregor, I'll try it.
Hey, the Sarge never made coffee like this.
It's new Instant Folgers. Tastes good as fresh perked.
I like it better.
Try new Instant Folgers. Tastes good as fresh perked because it is.
Well, that wraps up this broadcast of Minuteman Radio here on Minuteman Mountain. Remember to subscribe to Minuteman Mountain, like my videos, and share them with your friends. Thanks to you guys, we are rapidly approaching our 1,000 subscriber goal. One of the best ways to support Minuteman Mountain is go back and binge watch all my videos. Now that we're reaching our subscribers, we need to raise our watch hours. This is the best way to support Minuteman Mountain, and it's completely free. This is Minuteman Radio signing off, reminding you to stay ready. Manere paratus. Stay tuned for a few more Glenn Miller songs, right after a quick word from our sponsor, not actually sponsored.
Have you tried Wheaties? They're whole wheat with all of the bran. Won't you try Wheaties? For wheat is the best food of man. They're crispy and crunchy the whole year through. The kiddies never tire of them, and neither will you. So just buy Wheaties, the best